Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome you all to Madina Book 2. Inshallah, what we're doing today is Inshallah class 62. So what are we going to learn today? So this is a very gonna be interesting class, Inshallah, where we're going to do revision and revisit all the concepts what we have learned. So what we're going to do is have a nice colorful journey of the file. We're going to see how the file turns, twists and takes all the journeys, inshallah. So that's our file. So we know we have got three base letters for a file, which is 99.5%, you can say the verbs that is formed in Arabic are from three letters. That's a base root letters, and few we have four letters as a base. So we're going to do complete detail of three letters as a base. So we know that the three letter base is termed as fa kalima, ain kalima and lam kalima, and we know that the action takes place only on the ain kalima, and fa and lam kalima are the constants, so they always have fatha in madi. So this three letter base, there are 10 forms. There are 10 forms, and we're doing in detail form 1. And what is form 1 is the basic three letters: fa kalima, ain kalima and lam kalima. So how do we understand these files? So I've made a simple like a classification, you can say, where we can understand in different concepts how the files are made in Arabic. So depending on construction, how the files are constructed, so we can divide them into like three categories, what we have learned so far. So it is salim verbs, al-mu'tal and al-mahmuz. So what is salim? Salim verbs means the verbs which does not have hamza or waw or ya. So what is the verbs with hamza called? It's called al-mahmuz, which already done it. So this is the name which you need to know, because the one which has hamza is called mahmuz, and we know al-mu'tal we have done in detail, inshallah. So this is the depending on constructions. So depending on meaning, so we know we got like again three categories. What is it? It's lazim. Lazim means it is called intransitive verbs, which does not have any maf'ulun bihi. The meaning is complete, and we know muta'addi means it need to be added extra, and we have naqis in the meaning, which means it will have ism and it will have khabar. Muta'addi will have maf'ulun bihi, we know, and naqis will have ism and khabar. It does not have fa'il, it will have ism and khabar. So if I bring some examples of these verbs so it makes us clear, salim, it's like dhahaba or it will be kataba. So it does not have any weak letters or it does not have any hamza. So that's a salim verb. Mahmuz, which have hamza, we have done already, like akala. So this is called mahmuz al-aini, where the hamza is the ain kalima. And we have like sa'ala, mahmuz al-fa'i, mahmuz al-aini and mahmuz al-lami. So qara'a. So and lazim is with the meaning, with the verb it makes a complete sense. We does not have to bring anything else to complete the meaning, which is like jalasa, he sat. So that makes complete sense. And kharaja, he went out. From fa muta'addi, so we need to like to be something else, like daraba. So he hit whom? So we need to know extra. So that is called maf'ulun bihi. Or we have like written the loads of verbs like sami'a, he heard what? So when you can ask a question and we can get an answer of it, and that's a fi'al muta'addi, which means that will have a maf'ulun bihi. This is very important to know, that as we go along, so muta'addi, which has maf'ulun bihi, when it changes its forms, then it gets two maf'ulun bihi. So it's very important to know which fi'al has maf'ulun bihi, and if in the form changes, the lazim verb in three letter form will get a maf'ulun bihi, one maf'ulun bihi when it changes its form. So we need to know which has lazim and which is mutaaddi. And then we have learned about naqis, which is our own laisa and kana, which will have ism and which will have khabar. So this is upon the meaning. So depending on understanding, so when we know how these are constructed and how these mean, how do we understand the verbs when it is written or when it is said? So we understand them in basic three forms again. So one is madi. So we know in the verb we see, oh, this is talking about the past tense, it's not about the present tense. And it's a mudara, and we know when we see a verb, so it is a command. So there are three ways you can understand a verb in a sentence, whether it's talking about past tense, present tense, or it is giving a command. So madi, we know it is mabni. When it is constructed, it doesn't change and no matter what comes in front of it. Whereas mudara and amr is also mabni. What happens to mudara? Mudara, I know we have, it has three moods again. So it will have marfu form in a sentence, mansoob, and it will be majzoom, never majroor, if you remember. So coming to the construction of the mu'tal. So mu'tal, which is weak. So we have done extensive study so far. So which will have the weakness in the fa kalima, ain kalima, and lam kalima. And we know mu'tal al-fa'a is called al-mithal, mu'tal al-aini is called al-ajwaf, and mu'tal al-lami is called an-naqis. And we know when a verb has both these letters, so it is called al-lafif. So in lafif, where we have both the weak letters, when those two weak letters come together, that means they are near. So this is called al-lafif, al-maqroon. I mean they are coming together, both waw and ya. And if they are separated and they are the right and left of the fa'al, so that's called al-mafruq, that means they are separated. So let's give some example, it'll be clear. Like we did kawa, means both waw and ya, they are together. It's kawa ya, but it is said as kawa because of fatha. So it's called al-lafif al-maqroon. And what is al-mafruq? It's like waqa, means he protected. He protected. So this is where waw and alif maksura or ya is separated with the ain kalima. So this is called al-lafif al-mafruq. So very easy, inshallah you will remember. So this is the whole journey what we have done so far in book 1 and book 2, mainly in book 2. And we are coming to the last leg of this journey where the three-letter verbs are constructed. And the last leg of this journey is called al-muda'afu. Muda'afu. So what is this muda'af? Muda'af is when we have fa kalima, ain kalima, and again there is a ain kalima, which means there's a repetition of the ain kalima. So the lam kalima is similar to, identical to ain kalima. So when we have this situation, what happens is these ain kalimas, they merge, and what we have is a fa'a. Let's give a very famous example, which is hajja. Hajja means he performed hajj. Hajja. So what is hajja? It is originally hajja. So there are three letters, hajja, but because the ain kalima and lam kalima are same, the ain kalima loses its vowel sign and there is idgham, what is called assimilation. So it is called idgham. So we have to see now how these files are constructed and how these are made amar. This is very interesting part. So the last part of this book 2, inshallah. So and this will bring our three-letter form journey to an end, inshallah. So that's why I thought we'll give a full revision, see so far what we've learned, how we understand. So let's take this away and let's learn about muda'af today, inshallah. So what is muda'af? Muda'af is having similar ain kalima and lam kalima. So hajja, which is hajaja. So here when we get an idgham, there are certain positions or certain place where the fa'al comes and we have to break the idgham. That means we have to go back to the original hajaja. So we're just going to see in conjugation how and when this is done. So hajja, he performed hajj. So our word but huma will be hajja. You know, alif alif musanna, they both performed. Hajju, they all performed, all those men. So hajjat, that women, she performed hajj. Hajjata, and those two women, they performed hajj. So we know from hunna, these are sakin pronouns. This is what we need to remember, the knowledge of sakin pronouns and mutaharrik pronouns. So in the sakin pronouns, the muda'af will have its idgham, and when the mutaharrik pronouns in madi, which starts from hunna, what happens? The idgham is broken, so we have to go back to the original, which is hajaja. So we know when mutaharrik pronoun comes, the lam kalima gets a sukoon, and what we have here now is a hajajna. See, hajajna. So this is the where the idgham is broken and the original root form is brought back in. So from here it becomes quite easy. Hajajta, hajajtuma, excuse me, hajajtum, hajajti, hajajtuma, hajajtunna, hajajtu, I performed hajj, hajajna. So this is quite straightforward in Madi, there's nothing much. So if we take away this and go to Mudara, so Mudara becomes again very interesting if you see. So most of this Muda'af, most of the Muda'af are Bab Nasara. Nasara Yansuru. So we have, if it is Yansuru, it has to be Yajuju. So now what happens now here is, because the Lam Kalima, Ain Kalima and Lam Kalima are same, the Lam Kalima loses its vowel sign. So what happens now here is, again we have Iltiqai Sakinaini, and this is a Salim letter, so it's not a weak letter, so we cannot drop it, we have to keep it in the file. So what is the solution here? How can you pronounce? So what happens here is that again there is change in the vowel signs. So here the fa kalima takes the vowel sign of damma. If it is bab nasara, the fa kalima will have damma, and if it is bab sami'a yasma'u, then it will have fatha. This is the difference here. So bab nasara is yahujju, and if it is bab sami'a, then it will have fatha. So we're going to do in a minute, inshallah. So that is how we get yahujju. Yahujju. So we have done hajja, mudari is yahujju. So I think from yahujju it's quite straightforward. There's no change in the conjugation. It will be like he's performing hajj. Yahujjani, yahujjuna, tahujju, tahujjani, tahujjina. Yeah. So again, in mudari', how many mutaharrik pronouns do we have? So we know it is only hunna and antunna. So whenever there is a mutaharrik pronoun, we break the idgham, because the noon comes and it asks, no, I want a sukoon and lam kalima whenever the mutaharrik pronoun comes. So we have here yajujna. So there is a typo error here. It has to be yajujna. Yajujna. So anti tahujju, tahujjani, tahujjuna. Anta tahujju, tahujjani, tahujjuna, and anti tahujjina, antuma tahujjani. And again we know antunna will be tahjujna. And the mutaharrik pronouns hunna and antunna, we break the idgham, so we have tahjujna. So again there's a typo error here. Ana ahujju, nahnu nahujju. So this is the Laura. So let's get another file for practice. This again, dhanna, he thought, and if you see, we've done this file quite a few times. Dhanna is always comes with an. So zanna means it's actually zanana. So and there is a idgham here. So whenever there is a sakin pronouns, the idgham is kept, and when the mutaharrik pronouns come, so idgham is broken. So zanna, zanna, zannu, zannat, zannata, they were thought. And from zananna, hunna, it becomes zananna, zananta, you thought, zanantuma, zanantum, you all, you people thought, zananti, zanantuma, zanantunna, Zanantu, I thought. Zananna, we thought. So how do we make mudari'? So it will be quite straightforward again. There's nothing to worry. Yazunnu, yazunnani, yazunnuna, tazunnu, tazunnani. So again, we have to break the idgham in the mutaharrik pronoun. So we go back to original. So like yansuru, so like yaznunu. So we put sukoon on the lam kalima. Yaznunna, tazunnu, tazunnani, tazunnuna, tazunnina, tazunnani, and taznunna. Antunna, taznunna. Ana azunnu, I think. Nahnu, nazunnu. So this is the examples of Bab Nasara. So let's bring some example. No, one more example of Bab Nasara again here, just to get a good practice. Jarra, yeah, jurru. So again here, jarra means he pulled. Jara is he runs. Jarra means he pulled. So this is how slight change in your harakat will change the whole meaning. Jara and jarra. Jarra, jarra, jarru, they all pull. Jarrat, she pulled. Jarrata, they both pull. Then jararna, jarartuma, jarartum, jararti, jarartuma, jarartunna, jarartu, I pull. Jararna. And then again, let's bring example of Bab Samia. So how do we know when there is a muda'af? So whether it is the ayn kalima is having fatha like hajja, hajaja, or massa is this Bab Samia, which means Samia means ma si sa. That's the root. So this we have to, unfortunately, as the file comes in front of us, we have to look in the dictionary and we have to learn as we get along. So there's no formula for it. We just have to keep as we know it in our knowledge. So massa, we have to remember now, is masisa. Massa means he touched. He touched. So again, conjugation is quite straightforward now. Massa, in sakin pronouns, you keep the idgham. Massa, massa, massu, massat, massata, and we break the idgham. Now here, when we break the idgham, it is Bab Samia, so it is Masisa. So the lam kalima is sukun, Masisna. So all the old female they touched. Masista, you touched. Masistuma, masistum, masisti, masistuma, masistunna, masistu, I touched, and masisna. So again, going to come mudari for jarra jirru. So we just quickly go through that. So yajurru is Bab Nasara, jarra yajurru, yajurrani, yajurruna, tajurru, tajurrani, yajrurna. So mutaharrik pronoun, only two mutaharrik pronouns in mudara, and we have 9 mutaharrik pronouns in madi. Tajurrina, tajurrani, and tajrurna. Ajurru, najurru. So massa will be ya massu. So it is Sami'a is masisa. Yasma'u is yamsasu. So we know now the fa kalima takes the fatha of the lam kalima, which is ain kalima. So yamsasu will become yamassu. So we give the idgham and fa kalima gets a fatha. So from yamassu, if you know, and everything else is straightforward. Yamassu, yamassani, yamassuna, tamassu, tamassani, yamsasna. So it is not yamsisna, it is yasma'u will be yamsasu. So when the mutaharrik pronouns nunu niswa comes, then it becomes lam kalima gets a sukun. So it will be yamsasna. Tamassu, tamassani, tamassuna, yamassina, tamassani. Sorry, it is not tamassina, anti, tamassina, tamassani, antunna. Again here, there's a typo error from my side. Tamsasna. Ana amassu nahnu. Namassu means he touch. So again, this is also a very nice word. This is Bab Samia from Muda'af. It's called Muda'af, or it's just said it's a Muda'af. It's not like Muda'af, it's Muda'af. So you have to be careful. We should not get confused when you heard somebody talking. It's like Muda'af means it is Muda'af, Muda'af ilahi. That's Muda'af and this is Muda'af. So it's a shadda here. So shamma means he smelled. He smelled. Shamma. So which is shamima. Shamima. This is bab samia. So again the conjugation is straightforward. Shamma, shamma, shammu, shammat, shammata, and then bab samia. So it's shamima will be shamimna. From shamimna it's easy. Shamimta, shamimtuma, shamimtum, shamimti, shamimtuma, shamimtunna, shamimtu, shamimna. So mudari' will be yashammu. So it's not damma, it is fatha ba because it is bab samia. We need to remember. So yashammu, yashammani, yashammuna, hiya tashammu, huma tashammani, hunna yashmamna. Hunna yashmamna. Break the idgham when the mutaharrik pronoun comes. Tashammu, tashammani, tashammuna, tashammina, tashammani, and tashmamna. Tashmamna. So this is where we have to be a little bit careful. And ashammu, I smell, and nashammu, we smell. So let this take away, not this one. What we're going to do is we're going to do amr and see how the muda'af amr is made. It's quite interesting. This is where the tricky part comes from muda'af. So we have to concentrate here, inshallah. So if we take the amr from hajja yahujju, so we know the amr is made in 6 anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. So anta tahujju, and it's made from mudari'. So how do we make amr? So tahujju, there are 2 ways of making amr. So we learn the first way first. We take tahujju, and what is tahujju? It is, just break this. This is how it is written, tahu, and we have to just break the idgham. Don't bring the original word. We just keep the same file. We just break the idgham because one of the jim we have to make majzoom, isn't it? So how do we make majzoom? We have to take alamat mudari' away and take the dhamma and put a sukoon there. So now at least we can pronounce the verb. There is no sukoon at the beginning, so we don't need to use hamzatul wasl, so that is fine. But how do we pronounce when this is iltiqai sakinaini? Then we have to do something, some surgery, and because these are not weak verbs, so we cannot just drop it. So it's a salim words. So what happens is here the one of the sukoon is taken away again, and that is replaced with the fatha. So what do we have now? It's hujja. Hujja. That is why each and every single vowel sign is very important. So hujja means you're giving amr. Perform hajj. Hajja is with fatha ha. It is he performed. It's madi, and when you have dhamma on kalima hujja means that's an amr. So that is one way of making amr in muda'af. So what is another way? So another way is going back to the original form, which is babs nasara yansuru. It is tahjuju. So then tahjuju, it's quite straightforward because we have to take away the alamat mudari', so we don't need this, and take the dhamma away and turn it into a sukoon. So now we cannot pronounce it. So what we bring hamzatul wasl. So it is uhjuj. Uhjuj is same as hujja. So they both mean the same. So this is the difference in muda'af, where we can make amr mansub and mansub in by bringing the original bab nasara yansuru, or by using the idgham fa'al. So if it is hujja, so let's bring our 6 forms. So tahujjani, so we don't need the alamat mudari', we're going to take that away. So the rest are quite straightforward because all you got to do is take the sign of marfu, which is a noon, and except antunna, so there we got to do some surgery again. So tahujjuna, so take the alamat mudari' and take the noon sign of marfu, and what we have is we still can pronounce hujja, hujju, or you have to pronounce hujji, which you're telling anti, and hujja you both. And how do you do antunna? So here the idgham is broken because of mutaharrik pronoun. So again, this is normal way. We have to take away the mudari, alamat mudari, and we cannot take the noon away because it is not sign of marfu, it is mabni. So the noon will remain, and because we cannot pronounce, we have to bring hamzatul wasl. And we know now because of damma in the ayn kalima, so it will have damma on the hamzatul wasl, jujna. So you're telling all the females you perform as jujna. This is the amr of muda'af. So this is bab nasara. Let's take example of bab sami'a and see how the amr is made. So again, it's the same thing. So what we got to do is we got to take away the alamatu mudari, which is the in all the forms. So we'll take it away straightforward, take away the alamatu mudari. And from here for the shamma anta, so we have to take away the damma. And now we know we can't put the sukoon because it's muda'af. What it will get, we've seen the surgery here, so it will get a fatha. It will be shamma fatha. So now we have to be very careful when we're reading the sentence. When shamma comes, both madi and amr, they sound and they're written the same. So this is where our eyes have to keep an eye on the things which makes us understand whether it is talking about madi or it is talking about amr. So shamma means you're telling smell, or shamma it also means he smelled. So depending on how it is constructed. But when we have to describe, how do we describe in terms of grammatical terms? Shamma is failum amrin mabni. Fail amr is always mabni ala sukun in anta. So here we cannot see the sukun, but we know there is a sukun. So what do we say? We say fail amrin mabni ala sukunul muqaddara. The sukun is muqaddara. It is not fatha. Fatha is just for the temporary. So again, in the other forms, you take away the noon and we can still pronounce. So we don't need hamzatul wasl. So it will be shamma, shammu, shammi, shamma. And here we have to see, because it's got fatha in the ayn kalima, we know that hamzatul wasl will get a kasra. Only in damma will get damma. That will be ish mamna. So we got to see how do we make majzoom. So majzoom and mansoob is made only in mudara. So just going to bring the mudara and understand how the muda'af we make majzoom. So we know in lam lamma wal falli, these are the particles which makes majzoom, a fa'il majzoom. Whenever these comes in front of the fa'il of muda'af, how does this majzoom muda'af fa'il look like? So let's have a look. So it will be, we just saw that the when the idgham is kept, then it will have a fatha in the majzoom. So we know that it is majzoom to be yashamma, yashamma. And afar al khamsa, it is very easy, there's nothing to worry, because the noon is sign of marfu, and to noon bihadafi noon will be sign of mansoob and majzoom. So that's quite straightforward. And we have mabni, so there's no problem. It's only is where the file is mustatir, so the marfu and mansoob and majzoom form will keep changing. So that's why each vowel sign, each haraka is the weight of gold. So you cannot ignore it. The very important, inshallah. So yashamma, 5 in your pocket, tashamma, tashamma, ashamma, nashamma. That is the majzoom form. So we know there is a sukoon al-muqaddara. So if you take yahujju, will be majzoom will be yahujja, and yahujja, yahujju, tahujja. Yahjujna will remain yahjujna, doesn't change, mabni, and noon aata hai, noon jata hai. So same thing, if you bring mansoob, there will be no change because the fatha will be, dhamma is changed to fatha. So what happens, it will still look the same, but we know when a particle comes that this is majzoom and which is mansoob. So it will be again yashamma, yashamma, yashammu, tashamma, yashmamna. So again hajja will be yahjujna. So this is the muda'af, and this here in the 5 in your pocket, you can make the mansub or majzum using the original, which is yahjuju can be yahjuja. So you can say lan yahjuja, lan tahjuja. So in the Quran, both types are used. So it's a good idea to know how both forms can be made. So it can be yahujja or it can be yahjuja. Tahujja can be tahjuja. Again, tahujja can be tahjuja. Ahujja will be lan ahjuja. Right? Nahjuja. This is a mansub form. So both can be used, and depending what comes, so we should be able to understand both what is being talked about, inshallah. So these are some examples of muda'af, the most common examples, and which is Dr. Abdul Rahim wants us to learn. So hajja yahujju, to perform hajj. So you means bab, nasara yansuru. So the ain kalima has got fatha, and mudari will have u. Zanna yazunnu, to think, or he thought and he thinks. Jarra, to drag or to pull. Yajurru. Marra, to pass. Yamurru. Marra yamurru. Adda, to count. Yauddu. Sabba yasubbu. See, these are all bab. Most of them are bab nasara, so it's no problem. There are few bab samia which will come across. So if you see sabba with seen is to abuse. Sabba. Sabba is to pour. So with sod. So everything very important here, sound and pronunciation, everything, subhanallah. So sabba is to abuse. Yasubbu, mudara, he abuses. Sabba is he pours, and yasubbu is he pours. And sadda, to block. Yasuddu, he blocks. And shamma is your bab sami'a. And massa. So these are two at the moment we have learned. Inshallah, as we go along, we'll learn more. Probably Dr. Rahim will bring some more. Shamma is shamima. So ya shammu. It's not ya shummu. It is ya shammu. Massa, it is masisa. It is ya mashu. Yansuru will be ya mashu. So this brings to the end of journey of 3-letter files in book 2. In between, you've learned few form 2 and form 3 and form 4, inshallah. But after this, we're going to learn in detail the rest of the forms. But the basic form 1, these are the forms where we have salim. So we should be able to understand. Now salim does not have any hamza, waw or ya. Salim. Mahmuz is where there is a hamzatul qata in the fa'al construction. And we have al-mu'tal, mu'tal al-fa'a. We know it's al-mithal, mu'tal al-aini, al-ajwaf, qala, ada, ba'a. So all these are ajwaf. And al-mithal is like wajada, waqa'a. So that's those type of files. And what we have is an-naqis. So we did naqis like nasiya. So where the lam kalima is having a weak letter. And then we did lafif, where 2 weak letters come together, which is makroon. Makroon is the lafif, al-makroon, both weak letters come together. And we have mafruq, where both the weak letters are separated, like waqa'a, waqa. And then we have the final construction, what we learn is a muda'af, where the ain kalima and lam kalima are similar, and there's idgham, and we need to know when to keep the idgham in the sakin pronouns and when to break the idgham and bring back the original is the mutaharrik pronouns. So, and how the amr and mansub and majzum form are formed. So inshallah, we're going to do our lesson number 29, and this was introduction to 29, and actually we have finished lesson 30 now. So we just got 1 or 2 lessons left. Inshallah, we'll be coming to the end of book 2. So we're going to start with 29, inshallah.